Hey everyone, so here's another video from my channel. So thank you to everyone so far who's subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We're up to 9 subscribers. So wow, imagine in a year's time if I have a couple of thousand. That would be great. So thank you. Keep on. If you like what you're seeing, if you're coming across my channel and you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up on the video. It helps grow my channel basically. So yeah, so I'm out for my walk today, this morning. It's about 10:30 or 10:45 a.m. on Thursday morning, and I'm sitting here in the cemetery because I've just come along to the cemetery. And I find it quite therapeutic to come along here and just sit for a while. And so I'm getting my steps in. I've done about 4,500 steps so far today. And I thought while I'm out for this walk, I think I would like to touch on the fact of talking about grief and how it's actually the worst experience to go through. You know, like sometimes in life we split up with people, relationships break down, friendships break down, you fall out with someone, but there's still, if you wanted to rectify that or whatever, you can still contact them because they're still here. You know, you could text them, you could phone them, you could write to them, you could email them, or even knock on the door to say, hey, let's talk. But when someone dies, it's very final, and you're just within your own thoughts, and there's nothing worse than losing someone you really, really love and who's been so dear to you. For me, it was my granddad last year. It's going on to nearly 19 months now since he passed away. And I have to say that affected me in a way that I just couldn't see coming. You know, it really affected me so bad. Like, I knew that eventually it was going to come, obviously. He was 93 and he had Alzheimer's, which is an awful, awful disease. I'm going to do another video talking about Alzheimer's, how it affected me and the family. So that was bad enough. But when he died, it was the worst feeling in the world. You know, because my granddad was one of these people who, he worshipped me, and he could see the real good in me. He seen the real good person in me, the good soul I am. Because I am a pretty good soul. And he was just always someone who I absolutely adored. You know, I was so close to my granddad. My granddad was more like a dad to me than a granddad. I mean, I love my dad. My dad's still alive. I really love my dad. I've got amazing parents. But I was really close to my granddad. My granddad was more like a you know, a father figure really to me than, because I'm not close to my dad really. You know, like I say, I love my dad, but we're not close. But you know, it's just some people walking past, some teenagers walking past. So yeah, so it was like when he passed away, it was like I felt like that was the last person really that I really adored that was gonna not be here anymore. That he'd always seen the good in me, you know. And I'm really close to my mum, who was my granddad is her dad, and she's still alive thankfully, and I love my mum to bits. But my granddad just was someone I was really close to. So his death affected me really badly. So the last 18 months has been really difficult for me. And I have to say, for the first 6-7 months when he died, I cried every day. I used to sit on the couch and cry and cry and cry and cry every day. And my husband was really, really concerned for me. Really concerned for me because my mental health was seriously bad. I mean, I didn't want to be here. I really didn't. And I'll do a couple of more videos as well touching on that, you know, mental health and stuff. I really honestly didn't feel like I wanted to be here. I just didn't want to be in my head. I didn't want to think anymore. I didn't want to think them thoughts anymore. It was just so horrendous for me. But what I've learned through the whole process is that things always get better. Things always get better. And pain is only temporary. Pain is only temporary. It's not permanent. It really isn't. You know, we'll go through some hard times in our life, but they're really, really temporary. They're really temporary. So 19 months on and I'm a lot better. I don't cry every day. I really miss him. And I have some plants in my back garden, you know, where in his memory and that, and one where him and my gran, and I go to that, I water them, all that and whatever, and I'm going to plant some more this summer. Well, soon actually, because the weather's starting to get a bit nicer. Some new ones in there, because they love the garden, they love flowers, they love, like, you know, anything like that. So I think the hardest part for me was standing over his coffin, talking to him, knowing he was dead, and then sitting in the funeral car, knowing he was in that coffin. It was just horrendous. It was the worst thing I've ever experienced. You know what I mean? I just could not believe that was it, and that this was happening. All my life, and I'm 47 now, all my life, I worried about this all my life. All my life. From being a little girl, I worried about my granddad dying, and the day was finally there. He died, and I was saying goodbye. And that was a goodbye I just wasn't prepared to do. So I said to myself, I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just going to try and block this out. I just wanted to go back to the hotel and just be on my own and stuff, and just have a walk down the beach. The hotel me and James was staying in next to where my mum lives, and because I always went to the beach with my granddad and stuff like that. I didn't want to sit in my mum's house with everybody that was there, mourning my granddad, you know, sit and drink tea and that. But I did it because it's what you do. But I really didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be in my mum's house with all the people giving them tea and stuff. I wanted just to run, but I couldn't. So we went back to the hotel. We went for a walk along the beach at night time, and that really helped me. What is it about beaches and water and the ocean? Really so therapeutic. It really is so therapeutic. I think it's because you're just with nature in a way. You know, it's like amazing, and that's why I think we love holidays and stuff like that. And getting out for walks, because we're in touch with nature and the natural things that we need as people. But yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that today while I'm out for my walk. And I will be definitely doing more videos, guys, about this, because it's something that really did affect me. And the only way that I got through this was time. There's no pill, there's no conversation, there's nothing that can take it away, because it never goes away. Time just makes it easier to cope with, but it doesn't never go. I know it won't ever go. You know, so 19 months on, it's easier, but it still hurts. I'm still devastated, and I still miss him. And I always will. I talk to him and stuff like that. And every time I see a white feather, it makes a smile. I say, thank you, Grandad, I know you're there, and stuff. You know, but it's a really difficult thing to go through. It really is, and it's the most awful thing to go through. It's horrendous. It really is. But the only thing, I said, one day at a time. Take one day at a time. That's it. One day at a time, because nothing else will do it than the one day at a time. You know, I really, really won't. You know, like, I mean, I suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder, and the doctor many a time have tried to get me to go on antidepressants. I will never go on antidepressants. I sort of try and I take a lot of vitamins and walk and drink water and just do positive mindset, you know, and stuff. Personal development is something that's really saved me, which I'm going to do a video about that as well one day. One of my content is going to be about that. But yeah, so this is just a small video. You know, I'm out and about. This people keep walking past, and they're looking at us like I'm nuts. Well, I'm not nuts. I'm not nuts. I'm just doing a nice video here, sitting in. It's really peaceful here. It's a really nice day here. Yeah, so I will touch on this subject again. Thank you so much for everybody who subscribed. It really means a lot to me. And if this video pops up while you're scrolling through your YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I'll really appreciate it. And I am going to be giving good content on this channel, and it's going to be authentic, real and raw. And yeah, so have a good day, and I'll put more content on in the next few days. Thank you.